In this beginner's guide, you'll learn all there is to know about TDS to advance really quickly. Get your food and stuff to binge, and let's get right into it. Literally, before anything else, you need to know what coins and XP are actually used for. Coins are gained from beating the various game modes and are used to buy new towers as you progress, skins for said towers, as well as other cosmetics such as emotes and titles. EXP meanwhile is used to level up. Once you reach certain levels, you unlock new game modes and even get some new towers for completely free, with all of them being extremely good for what they are. Now with that out of the way, we can get into how to actually earn coins and XP. Starting out, you'll get the option to do the tutorial. I highly recommend doing it as you get 600 coins basically off the bat. Although the game forces you to buy Demo Man, it's not that bad, trust me. Now you should have around 500 coins left, which is more than enough for the most overpowered early game tower in the entire game, Hunter. You will not regret buying this tower, trust me. Cheap base cost, decent damage, as well as better range than the majority of even the best towers in the game. You can even place 12 of them, which is more than enough for most beginners. I swear they'll nerf this tower right after this video comes out though, so do be warned. You should now have the starting towers Scout, Sniper and Demo Man. These aren't awful, but again, Hunter just makes them seem kind of bad, but feel free to try them out, maybe they're decent in some scenarios, you know? Now that you already have a decent setup, you can go into your first match. This is also a good time to mention that you actually get double XP on weekends, so if you're planning on grinding levels, playing on weekends is your best bet. Going back to modes, your starting game modes are easy, casual and intermediate. These modes give the following amounts of coins and experience. Easy mode 300 coins and 50 XP. Casual mode 450 coins, 90 XP, and intermediate mode 600 coins and 120 XP. Out of all of these options, easy mode is the one I'd strongly recommend not playing. This mode only has 25 waves that are honestly not all that exciting, with it being extremely easy if you just spam hunters across the map. The reward of 300 coins is just awful too. Sure, try this mode once or twice for the fun of it, but in terms of grinding, this is just not the mode you wanna go for. This leaves casual and intermediate mode. Honestly, I'd say you're fine playing either of these modes as the rewards are fairly close to one another. Intermediate mode will definitely prove more of a challenge, however, considering it has 60,000 HP in casual mode compared to 100,000 in intermediate mode. Overall, try both out and see which you vibe with. You can't really go wrong here. Now after a few matches, you should quickly reach level 15, making you able to play Molten mode. This mode is a large step up from the previous modes with a lot more difficult, but more money. I'd recommend grinding this mode as soon as you're able to, as it's a good balance of being challenging, while also giving good rewards. At this point I'd recommend having saved enough to buy Farm. I'll explain later in case you don't know why. This is then followed by Fallen mode unlocked on level 30. If you play with random people you will likely lose quite often, so do be warned. Okay, now we get to the more interesting stuff. Once you reach level 25, you unlock special game modes. These have a noticeable step up in difficulty, but are honestly the coolest game modes in the game, with the current ones being Pizza Party, Badlands 2, and Polluted Wastelands 2. These are absolutely goated for not only coins, but even more so XP. Pizza Party is undoubtedly the best for purely coins with meh XP on the side compared to the other modes. Definitely the easiest out of the three, relatively speaking anyway. Next, Badlands 2. It's a lot more of a balance with it being great for coins as well as being great for XP. Pretty difficult without endgame towers like Accelerator however. Then we have Polluted Wastelands 2. This mode is great for coins, XP and even gems. Don't let the rewards fool you though, it is very difficult. If you don't have a coordinated team, you're kinda cooked. Like, to reinstate, unless you're playing with a coordinated team, you will likely struggle with Badlands 2 and Polluted Wastelands 2. Pizza Party on the other hand is probably the most enjoyable to play with randoms. So to summarize, if you want coins, go for Pizza Party, if you want coins and XP, go for Badlands 2, and if you want some gems too, hey, Polluted Wastelands 2. It's really just down to personal preference on which game would you enjoy more and what tower you plan on getting next. This brings us to tower recommendations, aka just my opinion. I'll split this section into 3 sections: early game, middle game and end game. Starting with early game, you'll likely have few towers to work with. Hunter is honestly good enough where it makes all of these early game towers seem kind of pointless. There are however some important towers you want to get early on. Farm is definitely one of them. This tower generates money at the end of each wave, making it very important to afford expensive upgrades. Oh, and one important tip for farming, generally don't upgrade them past level 3 guys. Just don't over farm. That's all I'm saying. As for damage dealing towers, I'd recommend choosing between Ace Pilot, Rocketeer and Pyromancer. All of these are great at crowd control, making it pair well with Hunter. Of course, this is just a suggestion, feel free to take Military Base if you want a weaker, but honestly really fun tower. I can't judge you, I'd probably do the same. Next up, mid game. At this point, you should be looking at saving for some advanced towers. Out of all of the damage towers, there's one that sticks out. Ranger. This tower has insane range and incredible damage, you just won't regret getting it, and it'll be useful even in the late game. Although there are options like Minigunner, it's honestly not a tower I'd aim for, as the turret tower obtained from level 50 is arguably the same, but free. It's free. You'll also be needing at least one support tower. Support towers include DJ Booth, Commander, Medic, and to a lower degree stall towers like Electroshocker, Freezer, and Warden. I'd highly recommend saving up for DJ Booth or Commander, both being great towers to help buff your towers. This leaves the endgame. Honestly, all of the endgame towers have been buffed to the point where they're just all great. You can't really go wrong here, but personally my top 5 towers would be Pursuit, Mortar, Brawler, Engineer, and Golden Pyromancer. All great towers that I tend to use the most. Next up we have maps. There are over 60 maps, with each having its own categorized difficulty. Despite what you'd think, the difficulty does not actually affect the rewards for you beating them. There are however some exceptions like Infernal Abyss. This map makes it a ton more difficult by having 3 separate lanes spawning enemies. This makes it extremely difficult to beat compared to most other maps. Now guess what you get for increasing the difficulty by a ton. You get 10% more rewards. Yup, it's bad. If you want a challenge, then yeah sure, Infernal Abyss might be for you, but otherwise I'd avoid them for the most part. Following that, we have Consumables. These are once-off abilities that are able to help you out during matches. Oh no, shiver me timbers, a single zombie leaked through my defense, whatever shall I do? These are obtainable from winning game modes, but you can also just buy them with coins in the shop. I highly recommend not doing that though, you shouldn't be wasting your coins on that, please. Next we have party size. Now, how many players should you actually play with, or is grinding solo better? Well, I'd highly recommend joining quad games starting out. These tend to go a lot faster than solo games, as you might just get lucky and find some teammates with some really good towers to help carry you. Playing with people is also just generally more fun, as you might find some cool people to grind with. Hopefully. Next, hardcore mode. Once you've reached level 50, you reach the endgame by unlocking the infamous hardcore mode. Congratulations, you are now an elite employee. This is basically the only mode to reward a special currency, gems. These are used specifically to unlock hardcore towers, all of which are extremely good. Now do note, this is by no doubt the hardest mode in all of TDS, with completely unique enemies to test the limits of your skills and your mental well-being. Thankfully there are complete strategy documents on the official Discord, so make sure to make use of those. Shout out Red Top Hat, the GOAT. At this point, if you haven't already, I'd recommend to have saved up for Ranger, as is used in most hardcore runs. Now what's even better is that you also unlock Turret for completely free upon reaching level 50. Now trust me when I say grinding gems in hardcore is very tedious. So try and play with friends if possible to lessen the mental brunt somewhat, otherwise, yeah. Next we have golden skins. These are obtained from golden skin crates costing 50,000 coins each, aka hours of your time. Equipping the tower's respective golden perk makes the tower better in almost all ways. Of the 6 golden skins, I'd say the best are definitely Golden Pyromancer and Golden Crook Boss. The other 4 are not bad by all means, but are they worth the grind? I leave that choice up to you. Lastly, there are the level towers. These, as mentioned, are all amazing and worth getting as they're all free, so like, why wouldn't you get them? Shocking, I know. Besides Gatling gun, but don't worry about that, trust me, you'll be fine. Alright. Enjoy your endless hours of grinding, and yeah, if you want a full list of tips for TDS, go check this video out. You just watch it, I don't know.